you do I? See you met my faithful handyman. No! Not another one! I'll save you! It's what Batman would do! He's just a little brought down, you see, when you knocked. He thought you were the Candyman.
When I was young, I designed a machine to turn ghosts into paintings, and I traveled the world collecting them. That's horrible.
Okay. A quick shot. Oh, thank you. Thank you very much. Yeah, that came out wrong. You're not helping. You're not helping your case. You're not making this any better. You realize that.
Oh, it was glamorous, I can tell you. The souls of the dearly departed who couldn't rest, and you just went around and you started turning them into paintings. You're a monster. Well, tonight, I'm going to invite the whole town over for your birthday party.
Oh, Grandma, no!
So I'd better start getting ready, shouldn't I? Where's my guillotine? Because that one door says, no, you need 2 stars to enter. I figured that was the door to the final boss. And apparently no. But then again, that was a week ago. I was very young and naive then. No!
Excuse me. Coming through. Sorry. Couldn't help it. I'm completely incompetent. Damn, I look good running into those heels. Ow!
Thanks to philosophy, all is forgiven.
And welcome, gentle viewers and listeners, to today's game. This stream, we are celebrating, or at least advocating, Tiltify. Tiltify is a not-for-profit organization that's been helping with people with the huge fires in California, where apparently a wildfire made love, sweet love, with a tornado. And the gigantic whoosh is the result. It's thousands of people, thousands of families have lost their homes and their livelihoods, and link is in the description if you can afford to donate anything to help. Even $5 can be a massive boon, and even when the wildfires are finally gone, there's still a lot of work that's going to be left to be done. Especially with my grammar, apparently. So, if you can spare them any love, please give them, and if you can't, please consider signal boosting on whatever medias of social you may happen to frequent. Because, well, let's face it, that's what I'm doing. In other news, yeah, this is my Sunday stream celebration of 100, count them, 100 subscribers. Yay!
I need to fix a very special bug with the chat overlay.
Yay!
Vertically upside down.
Do you have to fix it? Okay. Okay, I personally think that it would be awesome if we just had the entire chat overlay upside down for the entire stream. However, I have been overruled by the resident techno-wizard, so... While he is quote-unquote fixing that, Karateka is kind of a landmark game in gaming in general, because it was one of the first to utilize the cinematic storytelling in the way that it does. And for me personally, because it was one of the 2 video games that I played ages and ages ago that were the first kind of role-playing video games that I got to have experience with. The other being the Temple of Apshai. Now this was for the Commodore 64, Temple of Apshai was for the Commodore 128, and I chose this one in part because I played it first, in part because I've beaten it before, and in part because it's short enough I think I may be able to actually beat it all in one session. It also has two endings, a good ending and a bad ending, and if all goes well, I'll be able to share both with you. So, let's see here. Tab for game library. Let's see. That's back. So let's look at, let's look at the controls for this bad boy. I first played this on the Commodore 64 ages ago when this ancient land was not quite so ancient, which will give you an idea of the glory that we are dealing with. Now this version of Karateka was the second to hit the market, ported by the talented game designer Veda Cook. The key improvement in this version was the music. Using the Commodore 64's special sound chip, Karateka's composer, Jordan's father, Francis Mechner, was able to create a much richer musical landscape for the cinematic scenes, including a new overture that plays over the opening crawl. So, alright, want to access the manual. Yes, we'll be playing the games within the excellent interactive documentary The Making of Karateka, which I have not explored, but as you can see, there's a lot here, and you can even go through and watch the stages of development of some of these associated games. So, alright. Commodore 64. How do I access the instructions for the controls? Start the game and then press escape. Okay. Okay, awesome. Instruction Emmanuel. Make sure the joystick is in control port 2. Yeah, this is one of those games that you could use the keyboard controls. It was also designed for use with the joystick, which is like the great-great-great-great-great-grandpappy of what you will call the controller. It had one big old stick in a square base that you held, and a big, jolly, ever so candy-like red button. So here's the controls. All right, run stop, which there used to be a run stop key in the Commodore keyboard, and it was exactly what it sounds like. You hit the run stop, and whatever program you're running, it would pause that program. And a lot of the video games were designed with that in mind so that it could pause seamlessly and then just pick up where it left off. F1 is restart the game. And yeah, then you have the yeah, unlike some of the later games, it didn't have the WASD instead, because this was before that kind of thing was formalized. So instead, you would have your left hand kind of at a 90-degree angle at the left part of the keyboard, and QAZ are the punches, high, middle, low, and then WSX are the kicks, high, middle, and low. And then your right hand rests on the arrow keys with the thumb at the space bar. So that is how I intend to play this. I'm going full immersion, old school, all the way, baby. Setting up the keyboard now. I'm gonna do this right. Bye, Nitty Jingo. Okay, so yeah, it's like Rimmer taking a test, just F-I-S-H, and it all is coming swinging back to me. Sydney, greetings and welcome. And our fan, welcome all. Resume. Resume. Okay, the placement of the space tab is a little further to the left than it was on the Commodore keyboard, so I'll need to bear that in mind. You guys hearing them? There we go. High atop a craggy cliff, guarded by an army of fierce warriors, stands the fortress of the evil warlord Akuma. Deep in the darkest dungeon of the castle, Akuma gloats over his lovely captive, the Princess Mariko. You are one trained in the way of karate, a karateka. Alone and unarmed, you must defeat Akuma and rescue the beautiful Mariko. Put fear and self-concern behind you. Focus your will on your objective, accepting death as a possibility. This is the way of the karateka. There's the evil warlord. I hate him so. Poor Princess Mariko. And to head off the first and most obvious question, no, I don't know why our hero I don't know why our hero looks like he's straight from the beaches of California. More than that, I don't know why the princess looks like she's straight from the beaches of California. Stop. I pushed the... Okay. So, first rule of Karateka, just like in real life, don't lead with your face. All right. Okay. All right, I'm trying to get this to the game, and she's not paying any attention to me. Yeah, I know, right? Yeah, the lag with the chat is kind of incredible. So... Shift. All right. Yeah, I was hoping to just blip over to start the game again, but I will very happily rewind. Yeah, the lag in game. Okay. I was looking at the chat in chat, the chat in lag. I'm fine, really. Alright, let's try this again. Yeah, I really wanted to see that again. Thank you, game. Stop. Stop. Stop! Oh my god, why? Okay. This was not part of the original experience. Okay. The time has obviously come. Yeah, I'm just, no. Okay, I'm not sure why I'm having so much problem here. Okay, okay. I have stopped running forward. What? No, no, go forward, you fool. Why? What are you... What? My finger is no longer on... okay, this is kind of funny. But... Why? Why, God? Why? Okay. Now we're moving forward. Okay. Yeah. I wasn't holding the shift down. That whole time, I was not holding the shift down. Neither hand was touching the keyboard. I know how to use the shift key. Okay. Spacebar? Okay, so there's our first problem. Okay. So I need to push the arrow key up in order to change stance. Okay. Yeah, it's a different key than I was thinking. All right. Now let's try this again, shall we? Yeah, they even included that little step. Ha! I kick you in the head. Ouch. Yeah, you have to be careful about those high kicks, man. They really leave you open. You see that nice double kick just there? Yeah, there's a lot of attention that was paid to the stances and the moves that the characters go into. And it's really pleasant to watch. Yeah. When you and your opponent mirror kick and both miss. Yeah. The nice thing about this is the hitbox is really close to the body shape of the character in question. So it's just a really nice thing that, yeah, your stance actually affects whether you can be struck by a particular attack. evil warlord. Go and kill him. Ling. Love it. Ah. There he is. All right. Oop. Still fumbling with the controls a little bit. Yeah, also I like the fact that if you hold down the key to move, then you will go ahead and do that full crossing behind step. And I don't remember the proper term for it. But, I remember that, yeah, you always step... See, the thing is, you always step behind your foot, not in front. And a lot of folks recommend doing that when you kick. And everyone that I have spoken with when I was training actually advocated, rather than doing the full cross step, you actually would do just, it's almost a little hop. Your feet never go more than maybe a half an inch above the ground, but it's faster and you move just as well.
Okay, I didn't want to interrupt while you were dueling that guy. Could you hit escape for a sec?
Yes.
I want to adjust the game volume for our viewers because I really love how crunchy the game sound effects are, but the game's way too quiet.
Okay, let's put that up a bit.
Just controlling it, right? Escape, please.
Very well, I will give you the
I can't
tools
do
of
without
the trade.
it.
But yeah, and I
It's, like,
found
really quiet.
when I was in my old dojo, I actually combined the footwork from karate with the footwork that I learned in fencing.
While I'm here, do you want your audio higher, Coyote, for your listening of the game?
Yeah, if it's not going to blow anybody's eardrums out.
They don't hear it. It's different sliders.
Okay. Cool.
There you go.
Alrighty.
It's the nice thing about what we do here. When I adjust the volume for our audience and for you, it's independent sliders.
Sweet. Alrighty, and on we go. Whoop. Yeah, if you can close in enough. If you can close in enough, you can actually start throwing punches. Yeah, the Monty Python scene with Sir Lancelot every time that the guy is coming closer. Yeah, I was expecting to have a lot of trouble getting back into the groove on this. But I'm doing all right. I'm not doing perfectly. Whoop. I really want to get in there. There we go. Yeah, one of the problems I'm running into is that I keep having to look at the keyboard. Whoop. Miscalculation on my part, but now you notice these guys are getting faster. They're getting in more attacks per melee round, basically. Oop. Also notice each of us regenerates a little. Yeah, yeah, and you can knock your opponent back if you're in close range, and you hit him with a hand strike. Oof. And of course, if you get in trapping range, then you can actually get in to the point that his kicks are no longer effective. Ha! Yeah, a lot of these guys. Now that time I had my finger on the wrong key. Yeah, I've always been more comfortable in real life, in trapping range myself. But there are people who absolutely, ow, swear by keeping it in kicking range. And one of the things that I do love about this, I will confess, is No, actually, what what initially got me interested in karate, well, what got me interested in the martial arts in general was the old Kung Fu series with David Carradine. And, I knew what I was looking for. I wanted something that would have both elements of self-defense and self-mastery. And, oof. And in a way, it actually started when I was still living in New York. There was an after-school special, and it was about a young gentleman. He was about 12, and he was a descendant of a Native American tribe, and his father had decided, ouch, ouch, that he needed to spend the summer with his granddad in order to learn a bit more about some of the teachings and traditions of their people. And one of the things that really stuck with philosophy elements that were covered, but what really stuck with me, even as a small child, was the test of manhood that they had, which was in the height of summer. You go on a run through this mountain path, and you did it with a mouthful of water. And then at the end of that path, you spit out all of the water. And that was how you were determined to be an adult within that culture. And I have no idea if it was actually based on anything even vaguely real life. But at the time, that really struck a chord with me because I was like, well, of course, that's the perfect way to establish whether someone is an adult, is what kind of self-mastery do they have? So I set about, at that very tender young age, trying to establish self-mastery, which, I mean, I was a child, so of course it involved overcoming or denying physical pain, physical discomfort, that kind of thing. But then it was like 1978. I saw David Carradine's Kung Fu, where his character is a Shaolin monk, but ha. The flashbacks showed the training and some of the relationships between his character, Kwai Chang Caine, and the other monks and some other people who were in the culture that surrounded them. And, I was in early grade school at the time. Oop. So, it- in recess, people would talk about and reenact different things that they had seen on TV, and we'd play different games based on what we'd seen on TV. And most of my fellow students were really enamored with the fight scenes, and because it takes place in the Old West, and just how much of a Billy badass the character is. Ow! Oh, what a way to end the fight. Right where the money is. I force you off the screen. Force you off, I say. But for me, the part of the series that was the most interesting and the part that I really took to heart were the flashbacks, the training scenes. And so that's what really got me interested in martial arts, because, like, I had identified at an earlier age when I saw that after school special, yeah, this is what I want. But it was when I saw the Kung Fu series that that I was able to identify how I wanted to get what I want. Of course, we couldn't afford to have me go to martial arts lessons. Martial arts lessons cost a bit. But books on yoga are free. Evil warlord. Ah, I missed. Oh, he sent his eagle after me. Ah, to weaken me. Oh, that cheating bitch. I forgot he did that. Okay, you just keep doing that, pal. That's fine. And yeah, every now and then you'll have something where somebody will just have the same hole in their defense every time. And it's like, really? Can we keep doing this? Okay. Ah, too slow. I need to punch that stupid bird. Of course, I'm pretty sure that... Of course, I'm pretty sure that if I... Oop. That was interesting. He managed to push me back when I advanced. Yeah, I highly recommend the original Kung Fu series. And the reason that I phrase it the way that I do is that there was a series called Kung Fu: The Legend Continues. And it starts out fine, and then it kind of turns into this weird kind of a kung fu fairy tale. Oof. But the original Kung Fu series, it's one of several things that hit the screen that is really good about showing the physical and the philosophical aspects of martial arts that was, originally conceived of by Bruce Lee. Bruce Lee came up with the original idea for the Kung Fu series, and he also came up with the original idea and the original story for Circle of Iron. All right, Bird. Ha! Yeah, Bruce was going to star in the series. Whoops. But that did not work out. Ouch. Yeah, originally he was going to be in the Silent Flute as well. It's localized in the United States for whatever reason as the Circle of Iron. I do not know why. I guess they just thought it would sell better because it sounds more metal. But it's kind of ironic because one of the principal themes about the movie is, yeah, don't try to be metal. But there was a massive, and this is just my interpretation, there was a massive miscommunication between the guys who were putting together the Silent Flute and Bruce Lee. He was back in China, and they were looking at, maybe we could go ahead and do something with Circle of Iron, as they wanted to call it, Silent Flute, as he wanted to call it. And, so they called him up, and it it was like 2 or 3 in the afternoon. And they're like, hey man, we're going to be doing the Circle of Iron. We're going to be doing the Silent Flute. It's going to be so cool. We'd really like to have your input on it. I think we can get a green light. And he was just kind of like, do you know what time it is? Now, during that time period, if somebody doesn't know what time it is, that was kind of an insult. That was like, oh, you don't know what's going on. You don't know what's happening, type of thing. But these frickin' rocket scientists neglected the fact that he's in frickin' China. It's a different time zone. He probably didn't even remember that conversation having ever happened because they woke him up. But anyway, they took that as a sign that he was not interested and that he had rejected them insultingly even. So, between one thing and another, and I don't remember exactly how the timing of his death interacted with this, but yeah, ultimately, production went on without him. Oof, right in the head. So it looks like about one window spacing is what I need to maintain to be able to hit that frickin' void. Yeah, when I was a kid, I was under, my thought was that, if I wanted to watch a movie that really focused well on the philosophical aspects of the martial arts, then I would watch Enter the Dragon. If I wanted to watch something that focused more on the philosophical aspects, then I'd watch The Silent Flute. And it took me years to realize, no, actually, both of them, wrong button, oop. Both of them cover the philosophy of the matter very nicely, just from different directions. If you look at, this is what happens when I try to switch task. If you look at Enter the Dragon, the main antagonist and the main protagonists, between them exemplify the philosophical approaches to the martial arts that a lot of people will take. Williams is a martial artist because he loves the competition and the win. Roper is in it as a sport and also because it helps him get what he wants. Han is in it because he values personal strength above all else. And Lee is in it because, well, he's in it for spiritual reasons. And these are all, in my opinion, very valid approaches to the martial arts. And I've trained with people of all of these philosophies, and all of them work. Of course, if you've seen the thumbnail, if you've seen the artwork that's associated with this game, you know the approach that our hero takes. I mean, he is obviously a weeaboo. And, he journeyed to Japan so that he could train and practice the martial arts. No! Ah! I didn't push the button fast enough. Alright, we're rewinding. Like I say, switch tasking. Not something I'm super good at. But in the Silent Flute, it goes into more detail into what the philosophy is that Mr. Lee in the Enter the Dragon movie, and a lot of the philosophy, although not all of it, that Bruce Lee in real life tended to follow. And I recommend both of them. They're like two of my favorite movies of all time. Ah! Ouch! Yeah, if you can get your opponent to fight in your rhythm instead of theirs, it doesn't matter if they're faster than you. If you can control the fight, you can control the outcome. Like that. Ah, wrong strike. Yeah, you go ahead and punch. Now, there are those who... Yeah, I refuse to have our journey end at the beak of that bird. Okay, this one may be close. There we go. Well, that's a pleasant surprise. I can time it right. Yes. So, the main hero here is... My timing was off. The main hero here is obviously a martial arts enthusiast weeaboo who, as aforementioned, he moved to Japan so that he could study karate there, and ultimately, ouch, you know, it is up to him and his karate skills to rescue the fair Japanese Princess Mariko. And there's nothing wrong with that. However, that explains why he looks like he came from the beaches of California. That does not explain why she looks like she came from the same beach. I don't know. It may be one of those cases of this is a computer game from the 80s. You're not supposed to ask logical questions. But no, if you put the cover art aside, I mean, obviously he has white hair and she has white hair, so that it'll better contrast with the background. Hate that bird. Oh. Now get him punching. Yeah, again, if you can actually... Oof. You can influence what your opponent does, then that's a lot of the fight right there. Oh! 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 Oh, I had forgotten about that completely. Dude, that's a dirty trick. Stop! Why would you not stop? Okay, hang on a minute. My computer is doing something silly. Alright. Yeah, I had pushed keys often enough that this pop-up showed up. Do you want to turn on sticky keys? No. No, I do not. And see, if you look closely, you can tell that there's discoloration on the bottom of those of the portcullis spikes. Now, ideally, they'd be red instead of orange. And I don't know why he made them orange. If they were red, I think that would have been a bit more reasonable. There we go. Because as it is, I mean, it just looks like part of the design. Ah, poor Princess Mariko. Yeah, we start having people with cool Tengu masks and stuff now to represent their higher ranking in the Warlord's Order. Ow! Why, though? See, he's faster. I wasn't able to get in that punch that time. And by the way, if any of you like what I've been doing, please feel free to give the video a like. It really helps the channel. And if for some reason you don't like what I've been doing, make yourself known with a dislike. Ha! And tell me why in the comments, because, well, it can only help me get better. This guy has a lot of health. And he's quick on the draw. Oof. Yeah, we're celebrating 100 subscribers today. And for a brief window of time, I actually had 102. But I put up this funny little, I don't know if it qualifies as a meme or not. Is the Fool can say in the chat. But it showed a couple of panels, if you're familiar with Walt Disney's Robin Hood, the one where Robin Hood is a fox, Maid Marian is a vixen, Friar Tuck is, I think, a badger. Ouch, my head, which seems appropriate. And Sheriff of Nottingham is a wolf. And it shows of the fight between Friar Tuck and now that I have time and I'm not being constantly beset, I honor you, sir. And it shows that fight, and it shows where Friar Tuck is actually winning, staff against sword, until the vultures get involved. And the caption, I lost health because I smacked my head into the door. And the caption reads, Friar Tuck is the only Walt Disney character with punk cred because he's the only Walt Disney character who beat up a cop. And I thought that was funny. You know, it's this cute little thing, and it pokes fun at the idea of street cred, and it especially pokes fun at people like the Sheriff of Nottingham, who technically have a place in law enforcement but are misusing their authority. Kick, yes. And this is, you know, I can't prove that this is causality, of course. This is pure correlation. But right after I posted that I lost 2 subscribers, I was back down to an even 100. And I'm like, okay, so are you that sensitive about making fun of street cred? Or are you that sensitive about making fun of people like the Sheriff of Nottingham? But, you know, either way. There we go. Subscribers, the number's always going to fluctuate. And I am certainly no fan of the Sheriff of Nottingham or those who might be like him. But I just found that to be an amusing coincidence. If you would like to be able to look at the meme that I posted, it's on the community tab of my channel. You know, it's not a big thing. It's not earth-shattering. I just thought it was kind of cool. And it suited my mood at the time because, well, I'm just in no mood for tyrants right now. But if you'd like to see it and you're not already subscribed, please consider subscribing. And then you can see this, you know, cute little cartoonish thing. And that is the summary of my shameless self-aggrandizement for today. Whoop. Dude, this guy's good. But I am better. Ah, ah, ah. Yeah, as an amusing aside, this game came out during the romance between Wolverine and the Lady Mariko in Marvel Comics. So, to me, it just seemed completely logical. Of course, the princess's name is Mariko because that is the name of the most noble and beautiful lady in all of Japan. That was a nice combo. Ha. Uh-oh. Okay. I honor you, my honorable foe. But, okay. Yeah, my life points just skyrocketed, so whatever waits beyond this door. The game feels that I'm going to need this much life to deal with it. Is it the warlord at last? Do I finally face off against the evil? I don't even remember what his name is. I remember that he has the fair lady Mariko imprisoned. And he must be stopped. Ha! Ah! Oh, that is just not fair. Okay. Alright. Alright. Nope, nope, nope. I obviously need more time to react and deal with you. Okay, just a hair too late there. And the thing is, you can't just do it off of distance within the room because he moves you so often. This is gonna suck. Oh, did you see that? Oh. There. Okay, I think I... Whoop. Wrong button. Right timing, wrong button. Oh, come on. Screw you. Yeah, if it can... Apparently, if it forces you out of the room, then you're just meat for the beast because it teleports to the door of, whatever door you're fighting in. So I'm gonna do that fight over again. I had not remembered this horrible bird being quite that fiendish. Yeah, I love how in fast forward. Hey, Kitch! Well met! Getting ready to fight this god-awful bird. I am well. I am very well. This terrible, terrible bird. Can I beat him? Yeah, I've had time to study his habits. Ah! Yeah, I was that close to being able to beat him. Aw, I don't get to keep the extra... Aw. Oh well, that's fine. Oh. Who might lie beyond this door? What dark, sinister, twisted hand of fate awaits me? Oh, ho, 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 ho. Could it be? Yeah, by the way, this was one of my favorite games when it came out. I played the crap out of this game. I mean, I have not played this game since I had a Commodore. And yet, there is enough muscle memory for this result. That should give you an idea of how many times I played this game. I must go and okay. So I am the weeaboo who moved to Japan to study martial arts in Japan, but you know what? The more I think about like some of the characters in Persona 5, like well, all of them, I'm like, probably the princess just dyes her hair. Oh yeah, this is just such a cool game. Alright, I'm not immediately being attacked. Alright, I'm going to honor my opponent here because I don't think I'm going to have time once I enter the room proper. Is it the evil warlord? Yes, okay. Come here away from the princess, you evil fiend. Oof. Yeah. Stay over there while I think of a plan. No, stay back there while I think of a plan. No, back over there while I think of a plan. No, stay over there while I think of a plan. Ouch! He got 4 shots in. That will defeat you. Oh, the dentist. Holy crap, did you see that guy just wail into me like that? Yes. Go to dentist. Good luck at dentist. I think. Ah, okay. Can I take him out with a really stylish headshot? That would be just swell. Yes! Ah ha 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 ha! Yep, see you next time. And now, this, I think, is everyone's first experience when they finish this game. Look at her, she's so beautiful. She's so beautiful. Look at her. As you approach, yeah, and she just she just kicks your brains out for your bad manners. So that's the bad ending. Now let's look at the good ending. See, when you stand and you see her properly as a gentleman, her arms are outstretched. When you're in your fighting pose, she's just like, okay, so who are you? But when you're polite, and after all this, it turns out, what has she been waiting for? Has she been waiting for just some random rescuer? No. All this time, she's been waiting for you. And so this adventure ends. The evil Akuma lies vanquished, the beautiful Mariko safe in your arms. For the first time in memory, the village basks in the sunlight of peace. But beware, for the true karateka, there is always a next time. And that, ladies and gentlemen, that is karateka. Hooray! Huzzah! So you can see why I loved this game when I was growing up. It's just, I mean, it's a very simple game. But it is so well put together. It's very concise. It's very endearing. And it's just beautiful. It's just perfect. So, love has triumphed over hate, good has triumphed over evil, and skill has triumphed over less skill. And I've got a feeling that the third one is probably just a tad more reliable. So, let us see. So let's see some of the possible extra content, because there's a variety of ways you can play this. I played it through just pure nostalgia using the old-fashioned keyboard setup and everything, but you can play it on a more streamlined setup for keyboard. You can also play it with a controller. I cannot recommend this enough. Let's see here. I want to check out some of the other games. Some of the other versions here. Jordan Mechner, does anybody know what happened with Jordan Mechner? I mean, apparently he was hoping that this would be his big break into video gaming. And I sincerely hope it was, because this is This is just an exquisite game. So if I quit, do I quit back to menu or do I quit out of the entire setup? Game settings. No. I guess if I quit, then I can look at some of the other... Yes, there we go. So, then you have Karateka Remastered. And that is... Hang on, I need to knock a whole bunch of stuff over. So there's Karateka Remastered, and I just want to show a little bit of this. I mean, this is like... I haven't even looked at this yet, but it's the same game, but reimagined with more modern technology. All new version of Karateka. Okay. So let's check this out, shall we? And then this is what the updated version looks like. And you know what? I think I'm in love with both versions. I mean, okay, the first 10 seconds, anyway, seems to have really kept the spirit of the original. And here's the same intro, of course. So... Okay, so we have Start Game, Goals, Act 1. Oh, okay, you can take on different challenges. Wow. Dude. You have commentary for the game. You have an optional heads-up display with your time and your goals. You can determine how many lives you have. This is awesome. Okay, I just want to play a little bit of this. Oh, look at this. Oh, nice. Again, definitely keeping the same spirit of things. But it's like they just took it and they made it more. And yeah, she definitely dyes her hair. Look at that golden mane. But look at the shadow work. Look at, oh, this is so beautifully done. Yeah, this was a labor of love. Ah, I love it. The little kya. All right, I'm just gonna... Whoa, okay. Animation is very different. Okay, so I hold it down. This is interesting. I hold the button down to stay standing. The default is to be in ready position. Huh, interesting. Does B still bow? B does not still bow. I wonder how I bow. Okay, we're back to the spacebar being bow. And check this out. My opponent is waiting for me. Look at this. How cool is this? Holy crap! Yeah, and then the little nothing personal comes up. We can actually honor each other in this reworked game. That is so awesome. And then when I come down into ready position, and the controls are very different. Okay. Oh, I see. Okay. All right. Okay. Yeah, this is a much faster game. So that's the... I'm using the controller now. It's designed for controller. Okay. So what... Okay, so on the Xbox controller, B is punch, A is kick, and then, okay, the D-pad also controls. So there's... Alright, so... And then there's, so if that's... Okay, so the D-pad controls... so that's a low kick. How do I do a high kick? Since up on the D-pad is to bow. Interesting. Alright, I'm going to have to look at this some more. Yeah, most buttons when you're standing upright are bow. Okay, if you simultaneously have up, kind of a diagonal upright, then you run. Okay, yeah, alright, so I'm getting the hang of this. You didn't bow. Shame on you. Boot to the head. Boot to the head. Boot to the head. Ah! And then the warlord apparently has white hair because he is old. Okay, yeah. Oh, and this is just... The scenery is just beautiful. Cherry blossoms! I didn't say anything earlier, but there's cherry blossoms. Yeah, you didn't bow either, you wretch. Yeah, fumbling with the controls a little bit. Interesting. See, if I'm in trapping range, it won't even try to do the kick. It'll just move me. Ah! Yeah, this is much faster. Oh. Wow. Okay, yeah. This is very cool. So, not that this is not entrancing to me, but I'm curious as to what else is on this. I mean, this is basically like a virtual tour and documentary. Assuming I can, you know, manage to find my way through a very basic menu setup. Alright. So, exit to main menu. So that's what Karateka Remastered looks like. I recommend both. And then this is Death Bounce Reimagined? Death Bounce, as I understand it, is from the same creator. I have no idea how this works, but I thought I would, I thought I'd give it a shot before we part ways. Digital Eclipse presents a modern-day spin on Jordan Mechner's cancelled arcade shoot-'em-up. Board the space train and defeat the bats. Awesome! There's a space train with bats! And then you blow the core and escape. Okay, this sounds amazing. I've got to do this. Maybe I should have looked up what the controls are like. You think that would have been good? Manual. View manual. Okay. The year is 6413, and the galaxy is at peace. Well, it probably would take that long. But one fateful day, the system's defense plant that But one fateful day, the planet's defense system spots an anomalous array of near-Earth objects. Scientists determined not a deadly meteor shower. Ancient but powerful ships, known only as space trains. Awesome. In desperation, the Earth's government taps a top-secret, highly experimental project. The Pentagon calls them the Reflective Spacecraft Division. They call themselves the Death Bouncers. Oh, this sounds so awesome. Your mission is to eliminate all enemies on the space train before it reaches Earth. The train contains multiple cars. Each car has its own battleground, which must be cleared to progress. The faster you can eliminate all enemies in a train car, the higher your time bonus will be. When you've cleared one car, fly to the exit to the left to tackle the next. For a few seconds after entering a train car, your ship is invulnerable. During this time, you can destroy some enemies by ramming them. At the end of each train is a power core. Blast a protective shield around it, and crash your ship into the core. So it's space train with bats. It's hard to get much cooler than that. I mean, even if you put in space pirates or space ninjas, I don't know if that would actually be cooler or if it would just be more. Let's see. Twinkles cannot be destroyed, but they can destroy you. Yes, Sparkle. Geometry has never been so deadly. Yeah, I'm not taking the time to study this. I'm gonna suck at this, but it'll be fun. So, alright, so, on keyboard, rotate is arrow key left right, thrust is arrow key up, fire is space, shield is down, eject is control. Eject? Eject? Oh dear. Okay. Oh, wait a minute. I need to go back. Control type. Oh well. I guess it just kind of has keyboard as a default. So that's fine. We will do this. Okay, that's the intro that I glossed over before. And play. Alert! Train 1 incoming! Pew pew pew! Oh yeah, this is... Ah. Yeah, this, again, it's a very simple game. But it works. Oof. Well, said weapons down, dive bombs, so I did. I have no idea if that was victory or defeat. Boop. Yeah, so there's elements here. This is like, if any of you remember the old Asteroid game in the arcades, yeah, this is like asteroids if it's flying on something. Whoop. Very nice, yeah. This would have done great in the old arcades. I mean, I can see people just putting quarters into this for hours. Oh dear God! It's beyond me. Help me, mommy. I'll be good, you'll see. Take this dream away. Okay, so that's Death Bouncer. We're the chipmunks. Alvin, Conrad, Theodore.
Shit happens when I least fucking expect it.
I don't know why. I don't know why, but we went this whole time without the chipmunk effect. You know what?
Then it struck.
Yeah, and then it struck.
Like, you're playing the space game, so at first it sounded like you were doing the voice on purpose. I was like, oh, I know what this bullshit is.
Yeah, someday we'll just have a fleet of technicians that can be called upon, and that will just be constantly monitoring, making sure that, you know, technical glitches do not occur. But, you know what? Until then, I'm not willing to censor over much in order to get there. So we'll always have a little bit of plus, a little bit of minus in our subscribers. But I think on the whole, we will do well. Oh yeah, wow, we've got prototype with Death Bounce, Little Man, Space Train, Karateka. So, programmed and designed single-handedly by Jordan Mechner on his Apple II. The original version of Karateka that he submitted to publishers in the spring of 1984. It is shorter and has fewer features than the eventual final version that would be released by Broderbund, but it's playable from start to finish. So this is the original. This is what he first sent to publishers and said, hey, here's my working draft, but it's close to a finished product. Let's make this marketable and make this baby happen. Oh my gosh, yeah, that's... Look at this. Yeah, so you start out on the... That's a nice touch I wish they'd kept. You start out on the cliff, and then the first thing you do is you climb the rest of the way up. Yeah, it's also different. The keys are a little different. Down arrow, and then up arrow. I like the little key eye. Just a scratchy little key eye. Oh, this is... Okay. Take this, please, in the spirit that I intended. But this is adorable. How do I attack? None of the attack buttons are working. Okay. So, spacebar is... Oh, I see. Okay. Yeah, and then you control... I control whether it's a high kick or a low kick by whether I'm pressing the up cursor or down cursor arrow. Nice! I love the little key eyes. I think they should have kept that. And the princess just bows her head. Poor princess. Yeah, this is really good. This is charming. Oh, and you run into the bird earlier, and it just nails you. See that again. It just squeak, and you're gone. Yeah. Oh, that's you know, I mean, that's playable too. That is so, this whole collection is so awesome. So then you have the Brotobund prototype, Asteroid Blaster, Star Blaster. So yeah, all in all, this is Karateka. This is Karateka as I first played it years ago. Reimagined in 2023. And then here's the creator's take on Asteroid, which is really good. And then you have the prototypes as well. And all of this is each aspect of it in its own way is absolutely charming. And if you want, you can sit there and you can play. Here's the prototype, and then you can play these two versions in order of development, and then here's the final version as I played it, and then the final version plus. This is just so awesome. This is like, and this is something that I really love to see in games, because you do end up with every form of literature and every form of art. And to me, video games, for all that I'm not necessarily very good at them, are both. You do run into snobs who are like, oh, well, if it's old, then it's not good. And then you run into the guys who are like, oh my god, it went totally mainstream. It's like totally useless now. And there's no sign of this. There's no sign of that in this. This is just people who really love the art and love the game, and they reimagined it as a new way to play it with modern technology. And this is awesome. I could not be more delighted that I have access to this. And this, I think, this was a perfect way for me to celebrate the 100 subscribers. This was a lot of fun. I hope you guys enjoyed. I know that I've had a lot of fun. And I think that this is a perfect note to end on for today. And go ahead and stick around for the little cinematic that's at the end of the video, if you would. Izzy the Fool always puts a cinematic at the end of this stuff, and they're always a delight. And I have not seen the one at the end of today's, so I'm looking forward to that as well. But before we go, I want to take this opportunity to thank all of my supporters, present and future. Most especially, I would like to give special thanks to Cryptid Rhea and Guinevere, and absolutely most of all, extra special thanks with a cherry on top and a twist of lemon to my personal savior, Laughing Gremlin. This channel could not be what it is without your support. Thank you. And if you would like to support what we do, please consider becoming a patron at patreon.com/Coyote de la Mancha. And when you do, please let me know via email or a patron message if there's a particular color in which you would like to have your name displayed. Likewise, you can give a one-time gift at ko-fi.com/Coyote de la Mancha. And finally, a huge thank you to all of you who have been recommending this to your friends, circulating the links. The signal boost really helps the channel. So, until next time, never lead with your face, keep your guard up, and never treat a princess as though she's an antagonist. Remember your frickin' manners. And I will see you, gentle viewers and listeners, sometime again.